A lot of people wonder which companies pay dividends and when and how do they find them. I have done this homework so you do not have to. Let's look at companies that will be paying dividends in March and also look at their finances, if they are worth our investments in them, and if we have investments in them already, what are we going to do with them? Do we keep on holding or are we selling? And if you are building a dividend portfolio, then maybe you can pick one of two that you are going to add to your portfolio. Hi guys, how's it going? It's Angadam Chai and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we talk everything personal finance. And before we get deep into the video, please note that none of my videos constitute as financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Today I am just sharing companies that are going to pay dividends in this month of March. There are a lot of companies that have declared dividends, I think more than 10. So people will be getting paid dividends. They will be getting their passive income this month. But firstly, let's talk about why we need to look at this company's finances, whether we are going to start investing with them or we have investments in them already. Analyzing this company's finances is very much important because you get to actually see if you are buying a good business or not. And the mistake that we often make is that once we buy a company, we just think that it doesn't matter how the company performs going forward because you think you have chosen the best company. Maybe you did 2 years or 5 years back, but is it still the same company even today? And that is why you always need to go and check the company's earnings report, read the annual report and see what the company is up to. Is the company profitable? Is it still going to be here in the near future? And the finances are going to tell you that. And in as much as yes, history cannot tell us what is going to happen in the future, but looking at how the company is doing now, you get to have a peace of mind that, okay, you are actually good for the coming year or coming 2 years. But either way, you always need to be on top of your game with regards to continuing with your research with the companies that you have already in your portfolio. A lot of companies that have declared dividends are in the mining industry, and I'm going to start with all of them that have declared dividends. But let's start by looking at the industry, how the industry is doing, because we all know that the mining companies have been getting a beating, is really not looking so good. A lot of companies have reported a decrease in their earnings, and it's because we can see from this article that was published in December 2023 that it was anticipated that miners of coal, iron ore and platinum group metals were going to have a challenging 2024, and this was true. We will see with earnings of these mining companies that it was indeed bad. However, the prices for commodities were to cool further. And we also see with this article by PwC that commodity prices except for gold have been under pressure, causing a significant drop in both revenues and profits. So if you were really wondering what's happening with the stocks of mining companies, just know that these companies are being affected by external factors, and there's only so much these companies can do to maintain their revenues and profits. And this is why on this channel we always keep up with the news for the companies that we invest in, because I am pretty sure that somebody out there sold their shares in panic simply because they had no idea what they were doing. So we don't want to make that mistake, because we actually want to invest with confidence, knowing that we are investing in this company because it is a good company and is doing well. And if we decide to sell shares in this company, we have a valid reason why we are doing that. So now let's get into the video, and please subscribe to my channel and be part of the people that are investing and getting their finances in check. And the first company we're going to look at that declared dividends is Gold Fields. A dividend per share of 7 rands was declared, and this will be paid on the 27th of March, and the ex-dividend date is the 12th of March. And if we look at their financial results, their profits increased from 703 million to 1.2 million in 2024, and as a result they have also increased their dividend per share from 4 rands 20 cents in 2023 to 7 rands in 2024. And it's evident that the company had a good year, and the share price is up by 30.64% in the past year. And also, if you remember from the article that we just read, it was said that commodity prices except for gold have been under pressure. And the second company we have is Kumba Iron Ore. They have declared a dividend of 19 rands and 90 cents, which is payable on the 17th of March, and the ex-dividend date is the 12th of March, and this is at a high dividend yield of 10.45%. However, the dividend have decreased. Last year in March, they declared a dividend of 24 rands and 20 cents per share, and now it's only 19 rands and 90 cents. But then if we look at their finances, there's a decline in everything. As you can see, the percentage change is all negative, and considering that their revenue declined by 21%, it makes sense why their dividend per share also declined. And looking at the 1 year share price movement, it declined by almost 30%. Let's move on to the third company. We have DRD Gold, and they have declared a dividend per share of 30 cents and is going to be paid on the 17th of March, and the ex-dividend date is the 12th of March. And they have had a good year with a 28% increase in profit and a 74% increase in operating profit. This is the profit before tax, and the dividend increased by 50%. These are great results, and people that invest in gold, either directly or through stocks, have really got good results. And if we look at the share price of DRD Gold, it went up by almost 50% in the past year. And the logic behind this, guys, is a very, very simple one. If the company is profitable, the share price will also increase. And if you have been wondering why people's portfolios are up 50%, it's simply because they are investing in good companies. It's just not that complicated. And also, if you see your company is declining, it's simply because something is wrong with that company. So yeah, it's really bad for the mining sector, and I also have some money in this industry, and I have stopped complaining because it's not getting better for XOXO and Thungela. Those are the ones that I have in my portfolio. But then what you need to understand is that you lose money only when you sell your shares. When you just leave it there, either they're on red or on green, those are your unrealized gains or losses. The only time you're gonna have money or you're gonna lose money is if you sell. And I am not planning to sell my shares in XOXO and Thungela. I'm just gonna, keep them there. And I just checked my portfolio yesterday, and XOXO is down 16% in my portfolio, and I was like, yo, that's all I can say. But we keep it moving, man. And like I said, that it is affected by external factors, and they can't really do much. And if they're going to make changes in their portfolio as a business, it's going to take them a very long time. And if that is going to cause an improvement in the share price, it's going to take so many years. So I am okay with them looking like that. But the question is, what is the company doing with the situation? So now let's move on to other companies. We have Discovery, and a dividend per share of 582 cents was declared, and this will be paid on the 17th of March, and the ex-dividend date is the 12th of March. And you also have Adcock that will be paying a dividend of R1.15 per share on the 17th of March, and the ex-dividend date is the 12th of March as well. And they did not have a good year. We see there that there is a decline in revenue, gross profit, and also operating profit. And they do say why this is the case. Hence, they say that lower interest rates and reduced inflation should provide some relief to constrained consumers going forward. Given the fact that interest rates just got reduced recently, they were high in the past, and this absolutely affected these companies. I made a video about this. I will link it down below on how interest rates affect as investors looking at the stock market. And understanding that this is a manufacturing company, obviously if other companies do not buy, Adcock will suffer, and these companies are also affected by these economic factors. So it has been tough for most of these companies, especially the ones that are in the retail and manufacturing sector. And the next company we have is Sasol. They have declared a dividend per share of 2 rands, which is payable on the 18th of March, and the ex-dividend date is the 13th of March. And this one did not have a good year. The share price declined by almost 50%. The company had a rough year. Hey, I know that their profits declined by 10%. They also had a lower production and lower market demand. You can actually just go check the report out. And I have a lot of people that I know that are really like riding and dying with Sasol, because they believe that they are buying a dip. So let's just hope that in the coming years, this company will improve. And on to the next company, we have Motors, and they have declared a dividend per share of R2.40. This will be paid on the 17th of April, and the ex-dividend date is the 2nd of April. And the next company we have also is Bitcorp. They have declared a dividend per share of R5.60. This will be paid on the 31st, and the ex-dividend date is the 26th of March. And they have reported great results. I mean, revenue and trading profit, and also cash generated by operations increased, which is good. However, the share price is saying something different. I actually had to compare it to other companies in the same industry because I did not understand why it did not perform to my expectations, especially given the good results that they have published. And if we look here, it is the only one that did not have a good year in terms of share performance. And what I like about Dividend is that they do not actually give so much panic like capital gains does, because now there are companies that we have looked at, then they have declined by 30% and more, and you actually just see your money losing value like that, and knowing that if you were to sell today, you're going to sell at a loss and you're going to take your losses. But with dividends, it's a complete different story, because even though the company's capital gains are declining and the company is reporting a decline in revenue or profits, if they declare dividends, you're gonna get your money regardless of how the company is performing. That's one thing about dividends, they actually provide stability. And I think we need to have some dividend stocks in our portfolios, either stocks or ETFs. We need them. So just give an example, looking at now how is red everywhere. Dividends are the ones that are actually going to console you as an investor, that okay, but at least I am still getting paid, you know. So I just think dividends are very much necessary, especially in this kind of conditions where it's a bad time in the market. We really need dividends, and like I say, that everybody should look to have 1 or 2 dividend stocks in their portfolios. And another company that declared dividends is Truworths at a dividend yield of 6.52%. They declared a dividend per share of 3.17 rand, which is going to be paid on the 24th of March, and the ex-dividend date is the 18th of March. And it did not have a bad year, honestly. Their sales did not increase much, but the operating profit is up by 22.5%, which is absolutely amazing. Firstly, it's way above inflation, and that's what we want to see, that the company can survive tough economic times. I mean, high inflation and interest rates kill these retail companies. And I really hope that they're going to have a better year this year, because interest rates were reduced and now people have a bit of more disposable income to go and spend on what these companies offer. And the last company we have is City Lodge. They're going to pay a dividend per share of 0.6 cents on the 17th of March, and the ex-dividend date is the 12th of March. And like I've said, there are a lot of companies in March that have declared dividends, and I did not look at all of them, and in total they could be close to 20. And some have declared dividends after I was done preparing my video, so I did not include them. But you can just go search up March dividends South Africa. You will actually get a list, and you might get last year's list, and then you'll have to go and research if they have declared dividends even this year, because the month is not yet over and there are companies that actually are continuing to declare dividends. The one that I know about is FNB, First Rand. They declared their dividend either yesterday or the day before. Just go and check the other companies that I did not mention here that have declared dividends that you might have an interest in. And if you have interest, just do not forget to do your homework to just ensure that you buy shares in a quality company. And with that being said, we have come to the end of the video. I really hope that you're also going to be getting dividends this month. I am getting dividends, and you're going to look at that at the end of the month as to how much I have received in dividend income. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.